Oh yeah, and the Ahsoka Tano character that was recently introduced in the Mandalorian. A lot of these shows, now that I'm looking back at it, they were given like this little brief introduction in another series to kind of test the audience, or actually kind of force feed us whether we loved it or not. They were they were like, yeah, this is happening. You better I hope you guys love it because there's a new series coming. So
it almost feels like there's just so much Star Wars now. Like, I wonder if the goal is, if there's any eye to, like, if we get all these like different pieces of the universe, if there will be like some kind of Avengers style, like bringing it all together like 10 years from now.
Oh, you mean like in the movies, the way they've already been doing?
But I
with
mean,
these
with
new
like
characters,
all these different pieces.
It's possible, but if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these are happening. A lot of these are happening in the same timeline. So you're right about that. And they did say specifically during the presentation that a lot of these were going to be crossing over. So
yeah.
So
no, it could just be interesting if they're introducing all these separate pieces and they're all successful enough. If that turned into like an end game situation of like a big payoff.
I don't know.
Big budget movie or something. It wouldn't shock me. It just feels like they're really, really investing in the Star Wars train right now. So
I'd be okay with that but I would be okay with that happening on a TV show level, but on the movie level, I wouldn't. Because to me, Star Wars doesn't need that. It's never needed that. But maybe.
I think it just depends on how successful. If the money is there, they will probably try to.
But the money, well, that's a given. The money's always there. Even the worst Star Wars movies always brings in that cheddar. But that's just Star Wars, man. That's how it's always been.
And my bae, can we please just take a moment? I feel like there was more discussion of the Taika Waititi.
His Star Wars.
Taika Waititi.
Did they name the show that he was going to be working on?
I don't think so.
But they did confirm that.
So I don't think
they made a big deal about. They showed his image and everything, and we have Taika. So they were happy about that. So yeah, I thought about you when they showed that. I'm like, oh, Amy's gonna love this. How do you make Star Wars cooler? You just did. Taika Waititi. But speaking of like a Rogue One, like a gritty movie about the I mean, there's no way in the world that just because you have the evil empire on one side, that the rebels on the other side were all squeaky clean. And Rogue One showed us that there's, and this show is going to continue that, a show for this character called Andor, on what all the things that he had to do leading up to the Rogue One movie. So they pretty much let us know that it's going to be gritty. It might be your fan fiction right there that you were talking about. Might be a little rated, a little mature. Might have to put that password in, but this
little hair cover and the tush tush.
Exactly. The Burt Reynolds style poses and stuff.
I feel like they're just really eventually they're gonna just like be like, I imagine someone just like at Disney, like executive, like fast forwarding through old Star Wars movies eventually, and he just pauses like, that guy, he'll get a movie next. We gotta do something like some background actor, like give him a series.
Give him a haircut, give him a budget, and put him on a freaking set now. And
we'll give him a robot. It's fine. It'll be fine.
They better bring. Oh, that robot's coming back. Oh yeah. I can't wait to see that. But I'm just excited because if you, I know you probably haven't been keeping up with too much of the latest Mandalorian, but without giving a bunch away, the return of Bill Burr. I got to do probably a review for this one, just for the Bill Burr thing for this channel. But they kind of got into the whole politics of it. Like, you think just because you're fighting against the evil empire that you're all squeaky clean kind of argument.
That kind of politics. I got scared for a minute because I feel like
you thought Trump was going to make an appearance?
The prequel not that long ago, and I was like, this is just about the taxation trade routes. Like, it made me so angry.
Yeah,
just how it was like the boring minute. I'm like, I don't care about these politics as they affect me in my real life.
Let's talk with the Senate.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I was so mad.
You just.
I need to actually finish all the Star Wars movies and like because it was my first time watching some of them. So
on this channel, at least. Okay, well, that's just me begging for a first time watching kind of a.
I want to do like a ranking video, and I feel like it'll just make everyone real mad at me.
Group of stormtroopers, of clones that were considered a bad batch of clones because they were so different and odd and defective. One was like super muscular, another one. They had all these separate like these skills, and I should have, when I saw this episode, I should have known they were setting us up for a whole spin-off series.
Yeah, that's super fun.
So it's just a bunch of clone troopers when the Republic was still, before they were the Empire, and they were good and they were fighting off. And I'm gonna go into the politics again, fighting off the evil separatists. But they had a bunch of clones that were a bad batch of clones that did these extra missions, and now we're gonna see the bad. One of the clones looks like Rambo. It's crazy. He has the red bandana and the mullet hair and everything. It was kind of funny. But the Bad Batch coming that's a bad batch. Like, But all right, getting away from all the little things, like there's a Sith TV show called The Acolyte. They're bringing back Willow, the original actors from Willow. It's coming back to a TV show. I don't know. Did you ever see Willow? It's an 80s movie. Lucas. It's almost like Lord of the Rings kind of a type of a movie, but.
I will say, what do you think is like the over/under? I don't actually know how gambling works, so don't. But like, what are the
over
odds,
and under? What, 50%, 40%? Where's the number?
Sure. That people are going to get burnt out, because there's definitely projects that are like, oh, that sounds so cool. Oh, hell yeah, Obi-Wan. I feel like people have been asking for that for a really long time, and then they do start getting into stuff where it's like, this is gonna have to actually be good to appeal beyond like a pretty niche nerd subset. I don't know. I think it might be a little too much. And I know we're talking over the course of years, but like, people do get burnt out. Like, too much of a good thing, people do still get like, when especially with streaming, everybody's constantly like, I heard it's good, but there's just so much to watch, and I feel like some of these are not going to be hits, and I just wonder what sort of that ratio is, and at what point people would start going, I'm kind of over the whole Star Wars thing. I don't really need another one.
I mean, just like the whole argument about when is the end of the comic book movies being the dominant genre is going to end. Everybody predicted that every year that a new batch of comic book movies were about to come out was the last year that they would dominate the genre, and it's still the number one genre like 20 years later. So I don't think that right now we're getting, especially with the pandemic and forcing us to stay home and watch more TV than we used to.
It wasn't like this feels extreme, even, and because we're not talking like a handful of movies every summer. This is a lot of content.
It didn't burn people off from Netflix when they started making original content and whatnot. People just chose which ones they were okay with and which ones they didn't, but they still stayed subscribed. Do a bunch of stuff about one thing. I don't know. I could be totally off base here. I could be totally like, I might be basing this on like my own interest level in Star Wars, which is like, if it's good, I'll check it out and I'll probably enjoy it, but I will not like when you do start getting into like, so this is the Clone Wars, I'm like, haven't seen it. And in the Clone Wars, I'm like, you've lost me. New people. There are people who are not fans of Star Wars who like The Mandalorian because it's got a Western kind of feel to it. Bill Burr hates Star Wars.
At the end of the day, you're not going to lose subscribers for a bad series. It's an interesting business model because it's not like let's say, and I'm not saying it will, but let's say The Bad Batch sucks and no one watches it. No one's going to cancel their Disney subscription. Yeah,
because it's a cartoon. It's not everybody's into cartoon. I'll give Disney this. For the theory that you're talking about, is oversaturated, they're picking the most interesting characters they're appeasing to that fandom menace who hates everything but seems to love what, like The Mandalorian, what they're doing so far. They're picking popular characters like that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They definitely wanted an Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and they're gonna get it.
Well, and again, like I said, that is one thing I'm realizing as I talk. It's not like a movie where it's we put this budget, we need to make it back. I know where they are kind of basing this on. We know
that this character is gonna be
the base of what we have coming in every month. And no one's going to unsubscribe if we make a bad thing. So as long as we're staying kind of within that budget and bringing in some new people consistently, we're okay.
Yeah, the hardcore fans to the...
I guess the people might get oversaturated and go, I'm not going to watch it. Doesn't hurt them as much as it would for like if a Marvel movie had been the one too many and bombed.
Right. No, the hardcore fans to the casual fans, they were like in agreement that that they wanted like an Obi-Wan or something like that.
Some of those even as a casual fan, like I said, the Lando one, I went, oh hell yeah.
Like Lando, like people who hated the prequels all agreed that Ewan McGregor was a great Obi-Wan. He was the best part of it. So I've noticed that Disney approved and greenlit those specific things that were beloved, and they're testing out some new stuff for maybe for other, like the Bad Batch and cartoons like that for other people. They're going out in like all directions, I think, to see what's gonna work and what.
Well, spaghetti at the wall right now.
Like exactly, it's all
like
spaghetti.
We're streaming now. What do you want to see? If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.